Dear friend, the birth of a child is a genuine miracle that every couple works to prepare for with unbridled joy. However, occasionally negative issues may arise during pregnancy: feelings, fear-filled days, and indigestion. Moreover, that's what the individuals in our upcoming narrative, who weren't at all, were completely unprepared for what had occurred. Ruth and Paul. 3 years have passed since Rankin, and for 3 years, and many would be envious of their connection. Any couple would be envious. So peaceful and satisfying they appeared. When Ruth's pregnancy was discovered, there was could not be happier. The happy news spread throughout relatives' homes who, without knowing the baby's gender, they started choosing toys and clothes for the baby as gifts. Sadly, the joy was short-lived because one of the doctor appointments left the young family with a black streak. The problem is that Ruth Rankin's doctors learned in her 20th week of pregnancy that there was a high likelihood that her baby would be born with a fatal diagnosis of hydrocephalus and Alibbar-Galu proencephaly, which is a rare disorder in which two frontal particles cannot separate. The expecting mother was initially in shock, but as she continued to learn more about her baby's diagnosis, she began to feel utterly hopeless. The doctors told her to get rid of the baby since it wouldn't live more than a few months and it wasn't worthwhile for her to carry the pregnancy to term. The fact that all of this occurred on the eve of Christmas was much more. I was just hoping for a true miracle on Christmas Eve, not the news of a terminal diagnosis and no chance, which would have been even more depressing because on that occasion you anticipate a real miracle, not the news of The physician's advice notwithstanding, Paul and Ruth adamantly refused to have the pregnancy terminated. The couple made the decision to move past the diagnosis and carry on with their life as they planned for the birth of their kid, trying not to worry too much or become depressed. Right now the baby's birth marked the turning point. It turned out to be Lydia, a girl. Her head measured 11 pounds, was the size of an adult's head, and was bloated with fluid. The physicians praised the parents but were unable to raise their hopes for the baby's future health. Only a few months were predicted, and sadly, there was no good news. Even though it was quite difficult for him, Paul was incredibly supportive of his wife after the birth of their daughter. "I simply know she's going to be with us for a very long time," he said to Ruth. Her husband grew to be a great source of support for her, who bore all the emotional burden. Little Lydia then engaged in combat with anyone who didn't believe. She is now a 4-year-old girl who delights her parents every day. Because Lydia has undergone 40 surgeries and is not growing on her own like other babies, life in their family is not simple. She is unable to walk, stand, or sit down. Nobody can predict how Lydia's life will change going forward, but one thing is for sure. However, one thing is certain. She is in the care of devoted parents who will take all reasonable steps to ensure that she will grow up healthy and content. This tale instructs us, even when doctors give us a terrible diagnosis, never give up. As it did in the case of the young girl, miracles can occasionally be made possible by unwavering love and confidence in the best. Friends, what are your thoughts about Lydia's tale? How would you react if you were her parents? Make sure to post your responses in the comment section. But that's all there is for today. If you enjoyed it, please give it a rating. Additionally, you should subscribe to the channel in order to never miss a new episode. I'll see you soon. Bye.